As we start to see more and more spotlight put on education, Steve Clemente, president of Primrose School, is here to tell us how they are doing their part in helping in the Build Back Better Act, which counts for child care. Steve, how you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate joining you today.
So, hey, tell us about what Primrose does as a school.
Well, Primrose is the leader in early childhood education and care. And so we really focus on children from 6 weeks old to kindergarten. And we've got north of 450 schools across 33 states. And Primrose has been around for 40 years.
Wow.
And in the Phoenix area, we have 11 schools, and we've been there for quite some time as well.
So that is so amazing. And what makes you guys so unique?
Well, what makes us unique, what we're the most proud of, when I talk about Primrose Schools being the early leader or being the leader in early childhood education and care, what we're most proud of is our balanced learning approach. So it's our proprietary curriculum that really focuses on, it's not just the literacy and the math side, but it's also on the character development, what's referred to as EQ skills. And those are the skills that are needed for this century and the ones beyond. It really focuses on the caring side of children, the helping children be good citizens of the world, and it really rounds children out.
Yeah, and right now we have parents that are looking for schools, especially as we start to make shifts and different things of doing, parents getting back to work and want to make sure their kids are putting in great care, but also education, which is so important. And that's where this Build Back Better Act is playing a big part in that. And also, which is so important, is the child care that we're looking for throughout, our, city and our states.
Yeah, and we have been working. Primrose again has been a leader in advocating for all children. You think about it, we serve about 160 to 170,000 children a year through our schools, and there's millions and millions of children in our country alone. And so we really advocate for all children and have for the 40 years that Primrose has been around. In fact, our CEO Joe Kirshner is a co-chair for the ECEC, which has been working a lot with, both federal governments and state governments as far as how do we continue to support the child care infrastructure so it supports all children.
Yeah.
And in addition, we also do a lot of work through our Primrose Children's Foundation to really focus on children in those underserved communities as well. And so it's a really exciting time to be in this industry. And Congress has recognized how important it is to the infrastructure of our country.
Yeah, and what's really amazing too is what you guys are doing and making the shifts as we watch these kids grow in different ways. And that's where Primrose is really unique in a way that you're really listening to the families, you're listening to the kids, so you can see their growth in the different ways by changing different programs, right?
That's right. In fact, a big component of our balanced learning approach, the Primrose balanced learning approach, is also music and reading, which is really, really important, right? When you think about that brain development in the first 5 years of a child. What's great about Primrose being 100% franchised is we have a local owner, a CEO, if you will, in every single school that really builds that relationship with the parents. I mean, think about it. It's a business where you get to see the parent, right, the paying consumer, twice a day, 5 days a week. And so you really build a trusted relationship, which is really, really important. Being a parent myself, it's important that you're trusting, whatever school you take your child to. And then they use that feedback and are constantly talking to parents and constantly educating our families on the value that Primrose brings and that continuous improvement, which is really exciting for them.
Yeah, Steve, you said something that's very important there, and people need to understand that even though there is a big umbrella of Primrose, that each city and each state has their own franchises who's local, and that's the thing that makes it so local and very community-wise, which you want more people to be a part of.
That's correct. And in fact, I think I mentioned it earlier, we have 11 schools in the Phoenix area, and our Primrose Schools development team are already out there again in Phoenix looking for additional opportunities and locations for more schools. Because you live there, Phoenix has been the fastest growing city, I think, in the past decade. Compared or per the U.S. Census Bureau. And so when you think about that, there's many children and families to serve in the Phoenix area. Not only are we looking for additional sites for schools, but we're also looking for current child care providers. Maybe somebody who's ready to sell their school. Maybe somebody is looking about, hey, maybe it's time for me to partner with a brand that can bring me more support to help, in addition to run the business. So we call that both acquisitions and then conversions. And so we're, again, really excited about the opportunities, and the support that we provide to franchise owners really helps in their success in their local community.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, Steve, I know we're wrapping up here. So where can people find more information about the school, but also being a franchise part of this company?
Yeah, so for those who are interested in being an entrepreneur, those that are thinking about re-careering, maybe, hey, the pandemic has caused me to think about, I want to do something different with my life. What better way to do that than to run a business in your local community, and that business have such a huge impact on children and families. And so you can go to primroseschools.com. You can also, if you're a phone person, you'd rather call us, you can call 1-800-PRIMROSE, and we'll talk to you all about the great opportunities that we have in the Phoenix area. And we would really be excited to share our story and tell you a little bit more about us and who we are.
Oh, Steve, that's awesome. So I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you. Take care.